It's a new year. New coaches have taken over successful programs at New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Nicholls State has their title coach back for another title shot. The high schools are geared up and ready to go. So are we. Sports on the Bayou is back. Our very own Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert, well, he's offering in-depth analysis and game strategies. Former Pro Bowler Rich Marty brings his candid talk back for another year. Mike Detillier will offer his great insight to the sports news each and every week. This year, the vivacious Debbie Cox-DeNova will have her own segment, Good Vibes. Our high school expert, Stan Gravois, will be on hand to discuss high school standings. The thumper, Harry McCullough, will focus on Nicholls State's season. The infamous Dr. Pat Hagan is back, and he'll get to ask his question each and every show. This year, our naming sponsors will be a part of the show. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Some perennial corporate sponsors are also on hand. They are South Louisiana Bank, i.e., Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality, BioPure, and BCG Services. This year, I'll assume a new role. I'll be a chief referee who will make sure that everyone gets equal time. Yeah, right. Now, from the Eugene and Lorraine Falls studios in Houma, Louisiana, it's time for Sports on the Bayou.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Sports on the Bayou. Mike Detillier, along with the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, Rich Marty. Got a lot to talk about, and we'll do that as soon as we take this break here on Sports on the Bayou.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin & Bourke has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin & Bourke today to schedule your free consultation.
Looking to achieve a healthier lifestyle but have little time? The Terrebonne General Executive Health Program can improve your overall health for a lifetime in one visit. With little to no waiting, you get a whole year of wellness in one convenient location. Our preventative screenings increase your well-being by providing early detection against illness. With exceptional VIP service, you leave with a plan in hand to achieve a healthier lifestyle tailored for you. Call the Terrebonne General Executive Health Team at 985-850-6204 today.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure, along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys. Man, it played out for 3 quarters like we thought. Low-scoring game, 3-3. And then turnovers cut you, and you're not winning anything if you turn the football over 5 times. That to me was the biggest key in this football game, because defensively, you played about as well as you could play.
The defenses on both sides were off the chart.
They were really good.
I mean, combined, they were 9 of 30 on third downs. I mean, that's absurd, right?
In today's game.
In today's game, that's crazy.
The Bucs defense now in 2 games, they've given up 13 points. You should with Tom Brady. That's why Tom Brady wanted to come back. He knew how good that defense was going to be.
When you talk about fumbles, the one fumble that was the killer was Ingram. And absolutely love Mark running hard, but sometimes that extra effort, and he exposed himself to lose the ball inside the 10. They go up 10-3, and the game's over at that point.
It was the latter part of the third quarter, and then it's 3-3. We're going to go and punch it in, take a 10-3 lead. We're going to have the dome field advantage with, by the way, we have had no dome field advantage as of late. We've been road warriors. You know the home field advantage for the Saints? They've lost 5 of the past 6 games in the Superdome.
Yep.
Okay? And you look at the last 5 seasons, only the Chiefs have won more games than the Saints. So they've done it on the road, and the team is 2-6 in the Caesars Superdome. We need to go back to the Mercedes Superdome or something, because right now the team is 2-6 in the past 8 games in the Dome.
Yep.
We've not had a dome field advantage.
Guys, we're going to go to the highlights of Tampa's 20-10 victory over the Saints. Early on, man, the opening drive, this was really clicking. You see Jameis Winston throwing it downfield to Michael Thomas.
Thomas, give him the ball 100 times.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't stop this guy.
I agree. And Will Lutz, 31-yard field goal. So it's 3-0. Then we go to the third quarter. Brady to Perriman, gets it down to the 29-yard line, and then Suck up with the 47-yard field goal, ties it up. Then Winston throws it over and over and over.
Okay, you see that ball needs to be on the numbers over here. That's a touchdown. He threw it too much in the middle of the field. That's why it was picked off.
Then Brady, you knew eventually you leave him that one shot.
Yeah, the referees were cheating then right before that play just to extend the drives.
Then this, too, wasn't real good. You throw that pick six.
Well, that's Jameis Winston in a Buccaneers uniform making that kind of throw.
Exactly. And then the Saints defense did their jobs, held them to a field goal, and then the preload to the pick six.
Yeah, you got set up. You got the robber guy coming down, just watching Jameis Winston's eyes. That didn't surprise me there because you're trying to play catch-up and force the issue.
And then finally, late, Winston gets it clicking, and Michael Thomas with a great catch and then a swing at him toward the end. And then Winston trying to make a comeback, and he finally connects with Olave, and he fumbles the football, and Tampa comes up with it.
Well, the thing is, Chris Olave, the rookie, had 13 targets, only 5 catches. I think Michael Thomas or Jarvis Landry should have the most targets.
Absolutely.
Over Chris Olave.
I mean, they're trying to get him in the game, obviously.
Yeah, we need Chris Olave just to hit the big play or stretch the defense, but 13 targets? No, that has to go to Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry. They had 14 combined, and Olave had 13.
My thing is, it seemed to me you were trying to trick them to throw the football toward Olave and not put all that heat on Michael Thomas and Jarvis, but that's where you go. Those guys know what they're doing.
They got Olave to go deep, but I think they were overkill 4 or 5 times. They went deep, but they never tried to force that, and they just
there was 3 or 4 plays that Drew Brees is the quarterback. He's not forcing the issue. The underneath receiver's open. Move the chains.
And he tries to hit the big play.
Yeah, take the conservative throw, and it might be 8 yards, it might be 10, but it's first down instead of trying to get the chunk plays. But Jameis, I don't know if you can get that out of him.
Bob, I agree. I think
he's not patient enough. What teams are going to do, Carolina would do the same thing. Jameis will not be patient enough to have those 10, 12, 14-play drives. And so they said, listen, don't get beat deep. Don't give up the big play. We're going to force Jameis into a mistake. I mean, if you look at it, Mike, it's like this is what Devin White said at LSU, who's with Tampa Bay. Now, he's played with Jameis Winston, and, he's practiced against him. He said, we just knew that Winston would give us the ball, okay? Now, he's saying this right after the game. He said, look, during a post-game interview, he said that on TV. And he also knew, he said, look, we knew the running backs would cough it up.
He's talking about Ingram and them standing him up and punching the ball
out. So they said, listen, we could get the takeaways, and that's something we came into the game talking about. This was another game to come in and attack the ball. And the bottom line is we were -4. I can tell you right now, if we -4
for the season, what, we -3?
We -3 right now. We're not going to get to 10 wins. And right now we're a -4 in this game, the turnover margin. If we that against Carolina, we're going to lose to Carolina.
We lose by 40 points.
Whoever, when you minus category, and if you look at, all of a sudden we had beat Tom Brady 7 straight times and 6 in the regular season. When you look at that, the Saints were +9 in those games, forcing 11 Tampa Bay turnovers. We only gave it up twice, okay? And we won those games. The games we lost in the postseason, one of Drew Brees' poorest playoff games, and yesterday. You know we were in both games? -4. And we lost. So, I mean, you might say, well, it has to be more. No, it's that simple. When you got the best going against the best, that ball has to be like gold. You know, whether you're protecting the football or you're taking it away.
You're absolutely right. I mean, we had Brady exactly where we wanted him, which we had him in many of the other.
He's breaking tablets and stuff. He's
frustrated.
All
I mean, that's exactly what you want, and he didn't perform accordingly, right? And then we shoot ourselves in the foot and we unravel totally. And that's more concerning.
Yeah, this was the time to beat Tampa Bay. Everybody was hurt.
No Godwin, no Julio Jones.
The offensive line, they had like their third left tackle. This is the game to beat Tampa Bay.
Where we got hurt, we didn't have Kamara in the offense either. That kills us. Kamara not being in that offense.
You can say next man up, but that next man ain't even close to Alvin Kamara. We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, Sports on the Bayou will go in the audience and introduce the naming sponsors and the guests that have come for this week's show. It's all right after the break.
I'm Chris St. Martin.
And I'm Chuck Bork.
Truth is, nobody wants to hire an attorney. If you're coming to us, it's probably one of the most difficult times in your life.
But it's also true that if you've been injured, you need someone to explain your rights.
Since 1967, St. Martin and Bork has been helping the people of South Louisiana understand their rights. If you've been injured and want to know more about your rights, call us for a free consultation today.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, I'll throw it to you.
All right, before I introduce everybody, Bob, get everybody clapping it. Get a little cadence going.
A little clap, so not like
I want them to clap all the way through the announcement.
So you want it in rhythm or like a white ball?
Yeah,
you don't
rhythm.
Okay, like.
All right.
You started it.
We're going to start off. Keep on going all the way through this. We're going to start off with
the
table
rhythm
one.
of an elephant.
Our naming sponsor, one of our naming sponsors, Alford and Associates. Y'all stand up. Come on, stand up.
Oh, just
come on. Okay. Y'all give them a big, keep in cadence, though. Keep in cadence. Bobby's got a good rhythm going here. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all being here. All right, we're going to come to Chucky Baby over here with St. Martin and Bork. Chuck, one of our perennial naming sponsors. Y'all stand up. Come on, stand up at Chuck's table. Y'all keep on clapping. Y'all doing excellent. Bobby, you got a good thing going right here.
Yeah, we got a little rhythm going.
All right, let's go to Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Y'all stand up. They got Homer PD as their guest today. That's pretty good stuff when you got Homer PD as your guest. All right, we're going to keep on going. Now we're going to go to the talent table over here.
Is that Harry included? Is that Harry included?
I left the computer over here, and nobody knows how to use it. So, except maybe Dr. Pat. He does a lot of billing over there.
Why are you asking all them questions?
There you go. All right, we're going to come over here. South Louisiana Bank right here. Cal, stand up. Come on. Dawn, y'all stand up. Everybody, keep going. All right, we're going to keep on rolling. We have Terrebonne General Health System. Percy got his crew out here. They are enjoying
Awesome.
him. Percy always has a good time.
Percy.
No doubt about it. We have Barker Honda in the house.
Without Lester Beamer, where's Lester?
Yeah, but the mayor's here. The mayor's here.
Oh, he's back. Lester's not here because Nichols lost again.
We got
you don't want to talk about that.
All right. We also have with us Bayou Pure and BCG in the house. Come on, y'all stay. Y'all want making noise before the show. Come on, let's go. Stand on up. Get your little time on TV. That's what it's all about. All right, now we're going to go way in the corner over here. We have Terrebonne Parish over here. We have members of the District Attorney's Office. So, Bobby or Rich, any outstanding tickets, you can pay them before the show is over, all right?
Wow. You take cash?
All right, let's move on over.
He ain't got it.
GIS is in the house.
Man, I'm getting tired, Martin.
Terry got him a good, keep on clapping. You got to keep endurance. Terry Bro got him a good crew
I'm going to have to
over
train
here.
for this.
And then, how about this retired coaches table again?
A lot of wisdom there.
Well, they saw they had a big old meal. They love it. They are here. There's no doubt about it.
Feed the brain.
All right. So we have the Terrebonne Parish School District. They're also in the house. Come on, stand on up real quick. Come on, stand up. Don't be shy.
Yep.
All right. We're going to move over to Tita. Tita in CIS. Come on, y'all stand.
Who dat? Yeah, I like that.
Who dat?
All right, we got some Who Dat fan. Last but not least, I got 30 seconds left. The most important table I'm going to introduce is my mom and all of her relatives and friends out here. Mama, wave to everybody. All right, there's Mama's table with all her family and friends. She's a little upset that the Saints lost, but they're going to make her come back. All right, there you have it. We're going to take a break. When we come back,
all right.
Good job. Way to keep the cadence. That was a good job.
I got to train just to clap. I'm getting tired.
We'll be right back. Don't go away. Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll talk LSU football. We'll break down the highlights and analysis of this week's game and the upcoming game. You won't want to miss it. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Shop, Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shop a style.
Oh, yeah!
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
If your child is suffering from recurrent croupy cough, bronchitis, reactive airway, or persistent asthma that's difficult to control, please listen carefully. Your child may be suffering from adenoid sinus bronchial asthma syndrome, as we now know that undetected or uncontrolled infection in the upper airway can affect the lower respiratory tract. If this is happening to your child, please call us for an evaluation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates. For all of your insurance needs, Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints, and St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys. LSU 31-16 win over Mississippi State. I'm wondering when this season's over with, they won't point back to this game. You had to kind of dig deep, okay? You down 13-0.
Right.
You're not doing anything on offense, but your defense is hanging in there, and they keeping this close. Now, all I know is B.J. Ojulari, he spent more time in the backfield than Will Rogers, the quarterback from Mississippi State. Every play he was in there. Man, the freshman.
Harold Perkins.
Harold was unbelievable in this game. Jay Ward was also outstanding. Their defense kept it in there. And in the fourth quarter, click. You saw LSU hit it on offense, running the football, also throwing it. And I don't have any idea why Mississippi State, understanding the first 2 games, Daniels' chief guy was Malik Neighbors. They left him one-on-one, 3 straight first downs. They threw the football right to him. And, my thing is, okay, you got to adjust somewhere. I understand.
Well, Mike, were they worried about Booty?
Yeah, but what has he done this year?
No.
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's been Malik Neighbors has been the guy, and we saw a first glimpse of John Emery, and I think John's going to be a bigger part, and LSU did that offensively with 2 freshman offensive tackles.
Well, you look at Mississippi State, they finished 3 of 14 on 3rd down, so you weren't having sustained drives there.
And what, twice they got stopped on 4th?
On 4th down, yeah, Mike got 2 straight 4th down. Listen, the Pirate was a little too,
He was too piratey.
No, he was like walking the plank and we're going to push him off. But look at their quarterback, Will Rogers, and the success. He was throwing like 79% clip. He only had 214 yards. He was 57% passer against LSU. But, Mike, when you look at it overall, they're still trying to figure out the offensive line, plug and play and different rotations there. But the bottom line is that LSU won this on the defense, on the defensive side of the ball. And really the next 2 weeks, if you look at New Mexico, Lobos,
and Auburn,
they should win.
Come on, Rich. You got to be happy.
Penn State crushed them.
They beat the canoodle out of them.
You know why Noah is the running back is with
Noah
LSU
Kane
right now. You see the kid at Penn State. They have 3 freshmen.
Man,
this
those
kid's
running backs
5
look
times
good.
over 40 yards. Singletary, the young kid is unbelievable.
And that's something they didn't have in
But Rich,
the
you have
last
to be
couple of years.
impressed to go at Auburn and crush them.
All right, we're going to go to the highlights. Will Rogers makes the play downfield, throws it to Rari Thomas, 20 yards to the LSU 37. And then this is the big play here with Marks. 37-yard touchdown run. He hit the gap. They kind of got overexcited and gave him that lane. But this is what LSU did all game long. Came after him. Harold Perkins goes in for the sack. And then Dylan Johnson cuts the corner here. Gets pushed out of bounds at the LSU 13. And then Will Rogers, and this is a great catch by Rari Thomas for the score right over the top. He really couldn't ask for better coverage. Daniels, man, he can move around. He got some wheels.
Well, this is what he could do. And that's why he's the quarterback to give LSU a chance right now because he can make plays with his feet. Now,
and Jeray
if he gets a little more accurate or finding the receivers, no, he could be really special.
He's showing great poise out there.
Then, out in the flat, Malik Neighbors, 17 yards for a first down. They also got a face mask penalty on here that helped them out. And then here we go again. B.J. Ojolari, Harold Perkins goes in for the sack, and they settle for the field goal. So now it's 16-10. Daniels gets taken down. Held on to the football a little bit too long there, but they come back, and then Daniels with basically a design quarterback run. He's going to run it no matter what. Gets in for the score.
1-2 read, and he just took off down the middle.
Then here we go. Powell, Malik Neighbors.
Mike, that was a contested catch. The ball could have been
still made it.
He still made it.
And then LSU gets in for the score now to make it 24-16. And then again, LSU gashed them up the middle, and you see the long run here for the touchdown by Armani Goodwin for the score, and that basically sort of finishes it. Then Will Rogers trying to make a play downfield. Jay Ward comes up with the interception.
Mike, he was outstanding. He led the team that late interception and had 11 tackles.
He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Week, along with B.J. Ojolari, who Mississippi State's still trying to block.
Well, you got to give Coach Kelly and the team a lot of credit because they didn't fall apart. They fell behind 13-0 late in the second quarter. They outscored Mississippi State 31-3 the rest of the game. So, Mike, this win, even though you say, well, Mississippi State's not ranked, but no, look, the progress as LSU's making. This is a critical win to start the SEC 1-0.
Bob, I heard him make this comment, and we did this on the pregame show, that Brian Kelly made the comment, I want the guys to trust what we doing. There comes a moment for every coach, some team, that, okay, new regime, you got to trust what we doing. Was this LSU's moment, hey, you trust us, we got you in the right spot, right? We won. And I think it was a defining moment for Kelly, and with everything that's happened in the offseason, that, okay, yo, trust me, look what happened. We ended up winning, right?
Well, I think you made the great point about the that fourth quarter. It was you could see the level of confidence as they're breaking plays, they're getting in a rhythm, they're moving the ball, they're having success, and I think those players, you can just see the level of energy just rising.
Didn't that defense look like the 09, 2010, 2011 team? People say, what about 2019? Man, that defense was just above average in 2019. They hit you with the tsunami with Joe Burrow.
Well, the thing is with Jaden Daniels, and you can't do this all the time like a 2-minute offense. You cannot run up tempo. You know, you want to go fast, play fast, play fast. No, you got to be able to do that and have the ability, but you can't do that throughout the game, because if you do have a 3 and out, there's too much pressure on your defense. They might be tired.
And it was happening early.
And they got to go back out there. So it's good, it's great, because even against Florida State at the end of the game, they ran up tempo.
Right.
Now, you can't do that throughout the game.
Right.
We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, Debbie Cox DeNova will have her Good Vibes segment. Stick around. You may learn something.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin and Bourke has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today to schedule your free consultation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. We have Debbie DeNova with us for Good Vibes. So, Debbie, take over, babe.
Yes, today we're talking about developing psychological performance advantage. And this information comes from Jane Mortensen. And she's a sports and mental training expert for world-class athletes. But before we get into the information, I'd love to hear from you guys, maybe 20 to 30 seconds each. What do you think out of these performance elements, keeping in mind that they're all important, okay? Which of these gives you the greatest performance advantage on the field of play? Fear of failure, focus on results, or personal development, starting with you, Rich?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I think you take fear of failure.
Yeah,
you throw that out. You can't use that word. That negative word is not going at anybody.
Bobby disagrees.
That's successful. Number one, I've never played on that basis. Now, I really think the important thing is focus on the objective. Now, the personal development, we all have great, you get to that level, you should have decent work ethics and you know what you can do with you physically. But I think if you lose sight of that goal or that goal line or whatever you want to do, the greatest athletes have that tough mental capacity to stay focused no matter what's happening around them. Now, I don't know if Bobby falls into that category, but the greatest stay focused no matter what. The world's burning in front of them, and they're focused on that goal.
That's your best statement you made so far at the end. But Rich is a modern-day therapist, but I'm going to tell you.
A modern-day?
Not an ancient therapist.
No, that was a lot of wokeness in that, what you were saying in the beginning.
No, that's not woke. That's fact.
No, let me tell you right now. I can tell you, fear of failure. Fear of failure, if you don't get it done, you're gone. And then you got to go get a real job in the real world. Fear of failure, that motivates a lot of people. All I know is what have you done for me lately, and you have to have sustained success. And you don't want to get a real job in the real world. You get to play football and get paid for it, you can't fail. So you have to succeed. Now, you can't put any added pressure on yourself. That comes from within. But fear of failure, I'm telling you, that's a motivator. The same thing if you're a salesman and you got to hit a quota. So what? You might say like, well, if you don't hit the quota, I'm going to get someone else.
But you're going in the negative way. You're playing defensively with that attitude.
A lot of the players that came from the hood and didn't have anything, they have a fear of failure because if they don't succeed, they know where they came from and they won't have the lifestyle that they want.
Mike's going to be the defining moment here. Which one?
I think it's a combination because fear is the greatest motivator we have. But you got to be focused on the task at hand.
But is it the best motivator?
Listen, who
it might be a factor, but is it the best?
Who's the best coaches? Don't they still motivate by fear?
Nick Saban.
All right, so keeping in mind,
No,
again,
come on, Rich.
I'm disagreeing.
They're all
I'm
important.
absolutely
Just so
disagreeing.
you know, they're all important. And
soft.
this information comes from Jane Mortensen, so it's just a perspective, okay? She trains world-class athletes. So fear of failure is very important. Obviously, you need to be able to put your head down. You need to be able to train hard when you go out there to put you in that fight mode. So fear of failure is really important. And so is focus on results, right? Because you have to know where you're going, what your vision is, what you're working on. But according to Jane Mortensen, both of these can put you into a pressurized situation that can flip you over into the flight or freeze mode of fear, right? So it's like focusing on the failure would be like looking at the wall and trying not to hit the wall while you're driving versus looking at the road. It keeps you away from that flow state, that present state of mind where past and present disappear and what you're focused on really is the thing. Now, it's a trick question because personal development is a broad thing, right? But what she says is that you got to focus on who you want to be out there. Because with focus on results, there's so much out of your control. You got whether or not the referee is being fair, you got the other players, you got injuries. Lots of things can keep you from the end result, and if you're too focused there, the pressure gets great. Personal development, though, who do you want to be on the field? Because I can control that, right? I can control being a beast. I can be control being excellent on the field of play. And in that, I actually have a greater chance of actually meeting the results, according to Jane Mortensen. But again, there may not be a right answer. Real quick, Rich, what do you have to say?
Who's Jane Mortensen? Who's this Jane lady anyway? I want to see her. I'm not buying it.
The bottom line,
I'm not buying it.
I'm going to keep this with the Saints perspective.
I don't know.
If Jameis Winston produces, he's going to be the quarterback of the future, and he's going to get rewarded. If he doesn't produce, then they're going to go in a different direction and give Andy Dalton a chance.
It is a production world.
That's the real world.
It's a production world.
All right, guys,
So you better be focused on production, not worried about fear of someone taking your job.
To handle it.
Coming up, Harry McCullough with a live studio guest as Sports on the Bayou continues.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
At Barker Honda, we have the aggressive all-new Honda Ridgeline. Ridgeline has class-leading cab space, easy folding seats for storage, standard all-wheel drive, versatile tailgate, automatic in-bed lighting, plywood lies flat in the truck bed, large rear storage for work, ice chest with drain, or whatever. And remember, it's better at Barker.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
All right, we had an audible on that. We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. H, I'll throw it to you. I was listening to, Rich is trying to motivate me, you know.
Fear motivates you before an event, and aggression pulls you through to win and become a champion.
No, if I wanted to make
they both work.
I wanted to make it fearful. I'd
Great
say,
job, Harry.
Hey, Detillia, get your ass in gear and learn how to speak properly.
No, but my thing is, I heard that all my life.
Well, but that doesn't make it right.
No, it doesn't, but it does motivate you.
Hey, let me tell you about
it. Does, but
let
not
me tell you
the
about
number one.
motivating. You're talking about aggression. You're talking about being Mike Evans' teammate. He's a great teammate. That guy will come in the defense of Jameis Williams. He'll come in Winston and Tom Brady. Because this dude will have your back if you're in a fight. He also will attack your back if you're fighting against it because he's a cheap shot son of a gun. This is the third time we've had this fight between these guys, Lattimore and Mike Evans. And you see that kind of popping off to Brady and then off the top ropes. Here comes Evans in the fight. And this kind of turned the game around. Obviously, turnovers turned the game around, too. But this was a tight game, and the Saints and the Bucks kind of both changed things. Well, Evans is now going to be suspended for
Mike
Evans
should have been more.
He was steamed because Lattimore had him in his hip pocket. That's why he did it.
Yes.
He's a repeat offender, too.
Lattimore has shut down Mike Evans, and he can't handle
that.
But you also got to play by rules.
Of him. Yeah. And then he got Tom Brady's back. And he got Tom Brady's back.
You also got to play by rules, and this guy doesn't play by rules. And like I said, it happened in 2017 when Jameis kind of poked Lattimore in the back. He came off the sidelines and hit him. It happened in 2020 after a pile. They stopped. He threw his helmet off, Lattimore's helmet off, and now again in 2022. So Evans will, like I say, if you're out in the bar room, he's got your back.
But guys,
well, we got a rule of law here somewhere.
But guys, don't y'all have had people that have had sort of your number as an athlete? And so you treat them differently. You see Evans never acts like that with anyone else, but he does with Lattimore because he's put him in his hip pocket. But you guys have played at that level. There's always somebody that you think, man, he's got my number for whatever reason. We don't match up well.
Conrad Dobler was the master of that, right?
Yeah.
He would intimidate and get him focused on so many other. He'd bite him, he'd kick him, he'd do everything.
Well, Merlin Olsen.
So he got him distracted off their objectives, right? And they won that way. Evans is the same way with Lattimore. He knows Lattimore's going to go off eventually.
Well, why is Bruce Arians even on the sideline, the general manager? That'd be like Mickey Loomis on the sideline with the Saints talking trash.
Well, he was afraid of losing his job again.
No, if he wanted to coach, he should have stayed being the coach. No, you got to go up in the press box and be a general manager.
And he's in the coaching kind of block that you're not supposed to be in.
The NFL telling Bruce Arians,
you got to get out of here.
You can't be on the sideline. You can't go provoke the players.
But you're right about that one thing. When Mike Tyson was fighting Holyfield, he was getting his butt beat, and he decided to be disqualified. Like, it'd be better if he got disqualified biting his ear as opposed to actually losing. And I think that's what your point about Evans is. He's getting locked down by Lattimore so much, he's like, I just soon get kicked out of this game
and believe
than have another game where I'm
Lattimore is no angel. I can tell you, y'all know. You see what happened at the end of the Falcons game?
Yeah.
With Lattimore.
That was dumb what he did in the Falcons game.
Cost the team when he got that personal foul there.
Where was C.D. Deuce, man? We could have used him, right?
No.
No, C.D. Deuce lights the fire and then he backs up. Oh, it ain't me. It's not me.
C.D. Deuce somehow would have been in part of that, and then he said, well, then he'd have provoked them to attack him, and he go, what? I'm just playing football. Why are you hitting me?
We saw him last night, too. He was aggravating Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
All night long, he was chewing at him.
Honest. I'm not a fan of that. I know it's part of the game and you could do that, but I'm not a fan of being an idiot.
Man, if he was on my team, I want it.
I know what you're saying.
Against him, it's a different
I would coach that out of the game.
I'm old school, but you got to have discipline. And it's a physical game. You got to be able to control your emotions at those times and points. Now, if you get cold cock like Lattimore did, I'd turn around and whack. I'd take a swing, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a natural reaction. But that was so flagrant.
Yeah, it does happen. All right, that end of that story. We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
I'm paying attention.
Coming up, Dr. Pat gets to ask his question of the week as sports on the Bayou is right around the corner.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today.
Leg pain, swelling, or ulcers can be signs of vascular disease in the legs. This lack of blood flow can lead to amputation if not treated. Varicose or spider veins may also be signs of venous disease and are more than just a cosmetic problem. Trust the most advanced team of leg pain specialists at Cardiovascular Institute of the South to reopen blockages in the legs and offer minimally invasive in-clinic vein treatments. If you experience leg pain, swelling, or have visible veins, schedule an appointment with us today at cardio.com.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure, along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
All right, no audible this time. We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Dr. Pat, you got it, brother.
All right. 13 days between LSU playing in the Dome against Florida State, Southern, and Mississippi State. And in those 13 days, I've hardly seen such a great turnaround or improvement, which is what y'all were talking earlier about, trusting the coaches, the quarterback. So my question for each one of y'all was, Rich, in those 13 days, the improvement you've seen on defense and special teams for LSU. Bobby, the improvement in the offense and the quarterback, and what do you see for the rest of the season? And Mike, what do you see in the improvement in the coaching staff, which you touched on a little earlier?
Rich, you first.
Well, I mean, obviously, I think, again, that point that Mike made in the fourth quarter where they realized, hey, you know what? We can do this. The talent's there, right? And I think you got to give Kelly a lot of credit as a head coach to get him by the ankles after that first disappointing loss and get him focused on believing in the system, believing what we're doing. I'm new. Hey, I get that, but you got to trust me. And I think they're beginning to see that. And that's going to reflect in every phase of the game for them because they got a lot of talent. They're still a talented football team. So
well, and then looking at offensively, I think it's good that he could do this, but that's not in the interest of LSU long term. You can't have the quarterback being the leading rusher.
Right.
And I'm glad he has that skill set. That's why I still think they're trying to figure out the continuity in the offensive line. There's always plug and play. Okay, you play guard this week. You play tackle. And they move everybody around. I think once that gets settled, and it's a great opportunity, because they should beat New Mexico and Auburn. Now, I don't know, then you got to look past that. But I think you get the continuity in the offensive line, I think that's going to help the running game. Well, maybe Jane Daniels won't have to ad-lib as much. And what he needs to personally do, because he can run, is just, being more accurate as a passer at times, because you see it, but it's too much like up and down. And once they do that, I think they could be clicking offensively.
The thing with the coaching staff and something new today is they don't practice like they used to. Okay, it's pajamas and slippers.
They don't practice at all.
And okay, you and I, we had a practice together. Rich is like, when they're going to start hitting us? And they're not. I mean, okay, the hitting practices with pads, they few and far between. You literally playing the first two games to figure out what you do best. And I think it's an adjustment for the coaches and the players to figure out what you do best. Because you ain't seen it in practice. This is not like you running and you full pads and it's twice a day. Those days are gone. So I think it was an adjustment to figure out who is your best guys and then get them the ball, who's your best blockers. But what really I thought the biggest improvement was the swarm to the football by LSU's defense. We have not seen that in a long time where, man, they right there. It's aggressive nature. And I give Kevin a lot of credit as a new defensive coordinator. He saw that and said, you know what, we got to play to the strength of this team, and it's about speed and getting to the ball carrier.
Bobby remembers this 1,000 times. They used to tell you all the time, you play like you practice. Remember those comments?
Yeah.
Coaches?
Yeah, but that's not
like that anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're not practicing.
Well, the thing is, if you watch a game, you see a lot of missed tackles, but they don't really practice tackling.
No, you can't.
You kind of butt them up. But that don't mean you're taking the running back down to the ground. So, you want your team healthy and everything, but it's different today. Coaches have to be willing to adjust. That's why you got to, acknowledge and praise Nick Saban. Look how old he is in all the different decades and how he's transformed. He was all anti-RPO, up pace. And then
now he does it more than anybody.
Yeah. So you got to be able to adjust going forward to be successful. That's why you got to give him credit. But right now, Who's better than the Georgia Bulldogs?
They ain't nobody better than Georgia.
I think Nick Saban knows that. You know, you got the coaching tree that leaves Nick Saban. The Georgia Bulldogs right now is about as good as it gets.
Well, give me those players too.
Yeah,
Georgia
he's
got
getting them.
Georgia's got some talent.
You make a great point, though. It's insane in business. I was going to refer to Chuck, though. You got to be able to pivot in business. Things happen so quickly. There's no.
And he's been able to do it better than anybody.
You got to be able to pivot.
Rich is always pivoting, but don't give him the fear factor.
Because I'm not afraid of anything. I'm just going, baby. I'm not looking over my shoulder, waiting for somebody to hit me in the back of the head.
All right,
Go ahead,
Doc,
finish,
thanks
Bobby.
so
You
much.
got the last
We
10.
appreciate it. We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
And right after the break, Stan Gravois takes a look at key high school football games on Sports on the Bayou.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shopper style.
Oh, yeah! Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Stan Gravois does a great job covering the high school ranks, and we're going to throw it to his segment right now.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute Weekly High School Football Report. We're going to take a look back at week 3. We're starting to separate the contenders and the pretenders, and we're also going to find out if Central Lafourche High School could get that monkey off their back. They hadn't won a football game since October 11th of 2019. Could they do it Friday night against the Tarpons?
The answer to that one is a big fat yes. With 51 seconds left in the ball game, Carson Ogeron of South Lafourche scrambles here, trying to get his Tarpons back in it. He throws an interception, though. Ciantre Raymond hauls it in and returns it for the touchdown. It is the first win for the Trojans in 3 years. Congratulations to Coach Pop Vidros and all of his kids, and special recognition goes out to Ciantre Raymond. Young man, in addition to that big interception, had 274 yards rushing. In Napoleonville, E.D. White makes easy work of Assumption as they go to 3-0. The Mustangs never crossed the 50-yard line on offense this entire game. That was Cooper Cook on the interception for the touchdown. The only score for Assumption was a pick 6. And it's been over a year since Morgan City has had a win, but they do it on Friday night over Covenant Christian. This late touchdown with 2:23 left in the game, and the extra point gives the Tigers the win and brings an 11-game losing streak to an end. And quarterback Gavin Vortic of HL Bourgeois runs this one in from 18 yards out as the Braves pick up a win on Thursday night against rival Ellendale Memorial 26-14. In other scores, it was a tough week for the Bayou region. Terrebonne, Vanderbilt Catholic, South Terrebonne, and Thibodaux all go down. Houma Christian picks up their first win of the season over Ascension Christian. Central Catholic loses a tough one. Berwick 3-0, Patterson 3-0, and Destrehan wiping everybody out. In District 7-5A, East St. John and Destrehan, your front runners, as all teams in that district are going to the non-select D1 bracket until the LHSAA changes their mind again. In District 7 4A, Lutcher seems to be your front runner as they start district play this week. 7 teams going to 3 different brackets at the end of the season. Still searching for the logic in that. In District 8 3A, everybody seems to be pretty good this year with E.D. White leading the pack. In District 9 2A, don't let winless South Plaquemines fool you. They're a good football team. And finally, in District 7 1A, Single A Blue Bloods, Vermilion Catholic and Central Catholic are the teams to look out for. Week 4 has some pivotal matchups. Thibodeau will be looking to right the ship against a good East St. John team. It's probably not too early to say that the loser of the HL Terrebonne game has no chance of winning the 7-5A title. Central Lafourche looking for 2 in a row. A tough one for Vanderbilt to start off district action. South Lafourche and South Terrebonne both decimated by Hurricane Ida. Then find out last week they're 4A teams and have to play in a 5A bracket. Ellender desperately needs a win at Morgan City. E.D. White will be in Baton Rouge to take on a tough 5A Woodlawn team. And both Houma Christian and CCA have tough tasks this weekend.
Our local 4A and 5A schools are going to get into district play this upcoming week. Hope you're with us next week as we take a look back at that and all of Week 4's action here on the weekly High School Football Report.
Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll put the naming sponsors against the host in picking the scores of the games this week. Who'll be the closest? We'll see if the sponsors can beat the experts as Sports on the Bayou continues.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Whether it's your home or your business, Bayou Pure specializes in disinfection application, along with water, fire, mold damage cleanup. Call Bayou Pure today to get your free consultation at 985-322-3003.
BCG Services, local experts for concrete leveling and foundation repair, providing quality solutions for a variety of foundation issues. With years of experience applying Floor Shield products to both homes and businesses, you can trust our team to provide high-quality results. Call for a free consultation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, you got it.
All right, we're going to go to the pick the scores because we definitely had some winners to start off week 1. So if we could go to those graphics. There you go. Stan Gravois was closest on the Saints Bucks.
He sure did.
24-14, so Stan wins that one.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, let's move on.
Why can Stan cheer for the Bucks?
Check this score out, Bobby. I picked
hey, that's
31-17.
That's a dominant win.
That's a point off. All right, and in the third spot, the winners are Rouse's Supermarket and Rich Marty were closest with the nickel score. So,
well, Rich, you told me you picked nickels.
No, I put a lot of time and research into that decision.
That's such a BS.
It doesn't just happen, Bobby. I wasn't afraid of failing.
Oh, there we go. Chuck
I went out and wanted to pick a winner, and I picked a damn winner.
He didn't know who South Missouri was.
I got a steak dinner on the line with my crew, so let's go to the scores. Let's go to the picks this week. Let's see. Bobby? You got the Saints over the Panthers.
Yeah, we 3-point favorite, but I think they're gonna cover.
LSU, you got them easy over New Mexico, and you got Jacksonville State over Nichols. Nichols struggling.
Yeah, Nichols struggling right now. That's why I went with Jacksonville State. So.
All right, let's go to the next one if we can. Rich Marty got the Saints over the Panthers.
I think they're gonna make a nice comeback. I think they're gonna. Kamara's back. Is he coming back this week?
LSU over New Mexico.
He should.
And you got Nichols squeaking one out against Jacksonville State.
They got to turn it around. I feel it. You know what? Again, with my homework and research that I've done, I think that it's time that
he said, man, I got to pick Nichols this week.
Tim, we haven't had him on the show. He's getting a little.
All right, let's go to Mike Detillier. Mike got the Saints over the Panthers, LSU, a lot of points on the board against New Mexico. And Jacksonville State over Nichols. There's my scores. I got Saints winning, LSU winning.
A dominant win. Martin, 34-10, that's a dominant win by the Saints.
I think they're going to have it. They're going to go to. So let's go.
LSU.
Let's go to the next one if we can. Let's pick the next. Harry McCullough got the Saints over the Panthers in a squeaker. LSU 54, New Mexico 20. And he's got Jacksonville State. Most people going against Nichols. They got to turn that program around. They got to get it rolling. Come on, Coach Rebo. You can make it happen. All right, next up, Stan. He's got the Saints. He's got LSU. And he's got Jacksonville State. And next in line, Debbie. Let's see what Debbie's got. 42. She got the Saints. She got LSU with a lot of points. She's got Jacksonville.
Well, Rich, you would win by default because you're the only one picking Nichols.
That's right.
I think he knows what he's doing.
You have to have guts to do that. You really do. I'm just,
he's a 4.0 at Penn State, for whatever that's worth.
Well, in 3 years, I added him up.
All right, Dr. Pat, what you got? Saints over the Panthers. LSU over New Mexico. He's got Nichols.
Dr. Pat, there's a homie. There's a homie.
He got Nichols putting it to Jacksonville.
He's not afraid of anything. There's no fear in Dr. Pat.
Let's see. Next up, we got Alford and Associates. Let's see what they have. Saints over the Panthers. Jessica, you picked all these scores, right? Erica did?
I did.
LSU 48-14. And Nichols, well, you got Nichols 17-10 over Jacksonville State. Good job.
There's a lot of knowledge.
Right, next up, let's see what Chucky Baby and his crew over there, St. Martin and Bork. They got the Saints over the Panthers, LSU over New Mexico, and Jacksonville State over Nichols.
Well, I like that score, though, 17-15. That's an unusual point total.
But, you know, Chuck's living on the air. Chuck's
7 and 5 on the pool.
Yeah, that 5. He's like,
there we go. I got 30 seconds to hold my crew a steak dinner. Let's go to the next one. Rouse's. Let's see what Rouse's had. Saints over the Panthers. LSU over New Mexico. Nichols over Jacksonville. And there you have it. We're going to see at the end of the year, whoever has the most points, $1,000 goes to your charity. So there we have it. I got 15 seconds left.
I don't know how much more studying and research I can do, but I'm going to step it up. I'm stepping it up.
Y'all are not costing me
$1,000,
Y'all not costing me a steak dinner. We'll be right back.
I could use $1,000.
That's it for Sports on the Bayou. Please visit us at HTV10 Facebook and HTV10 YouTube for a look at this week's show. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time.